Happy Easter, everyone. Thanks very much for tuning in to the Paisley Couch. I'm the Amazing Flec, as you may or may not know. And this, of course, is my manager, Lucy the cat. And we would like to invite you to enjoy today's Easter special episode. I'm particularly excited about today's episode because we have an interview with a very, very special individual. But before we talk about that, it's important to recognize what the holiday of Easter is all about. Easter celebrates the resurrection of the Lord and Savior of many people, known as Jesus Christ. You may have heard of him. If you haven't heard of Jesus Christ, you might want to look him up on the internet for more information. Ultimately, the holiday is about Jesus Christ, but the holiday is also about many other things to a lot of children all around the world. Now, for today's interview, I would have liked to interview Jesus Christ. However, he wasn't available for this interview. He's a very busy man. So instead, I decided to reach out and ask the Easter Bunny if they would be available for today's interview. Unfortunately, due to budget restrictions here at the channel, as well as the lack of availability, you see the Easter Bunny is very busy hiding baskets of candy all over the world for young children. But considering all this, we got for you here today the next best thing. Please welcome the Easter Bunny's cousin from the East Coast, Mr. Bunny. Oh, next best thing, eh? I love being part of a low-budget solution. I love feeling useful. You know, nothing makes you feel better than being a solid number 2. Thanks a lot, Flec. Great to be here. Hey, Meester, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to be offensive about that. All right. Don't worry about it. I'm tough. I got thick skin. Let's get on with the interview. Come on. Time is lettuce, they say. Time is lettuce. Absolutely, you're right. Time is lettuce. So my first question, I guess, is what do you have to say to any of those people out there that question if the Easter Bunny, or Peter Cottontail, is really real? Is he real? Yeah, he's real, all right. A real pain in my tail, I'll tell you that much. Fame does weird things to you, apparently. You know, sometimes I think he feels he's better than me. After all I've done for him, too, babysitting his house while he runs all over the world, sadistically hiding candy and chocolate for all the kids, just close enough to give them hope, but far enough for them to not find everything. And what's up with all the sugary foods, you know? Must be good for his public image or something. Back in my day, we ate the good stuff. Carrots, celery, cabbage, stuff like that. Oh, and speaking of carrots, you don't mind if I carrot, do you? No, not at all. By all means, carrot away. Ah, thank you. Yeah, it's a good habit, actually. Better than all that sugary stuff. You know, kids these days, they should take a lesson. You know, good habits start early. You don't say. Well, that's certainly a lot to take in, Mr. Bunny. So, you say you babysit his home. Where exactly does the Easter Bunny reside these days? Well, short answer, I can't answer that legally. I've signed a couple NDAs. You know, unlike some other holiday celebrities, Pete doesn't like to broadcast all over the world where he resides these days. Unlike some folks who live at the North Pole, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I suppose Pete doesn't want a bunch of kids hunting him down after they can't find the candy he cleverly hid from them. I suppose that's where I see eye to eye and ear to ear with him. You gotta look after your own tail. Ain't nobody else gonna. Those lawyers sure as heck ain't gonna do that either. After all, my last lawyer said I'd only get 3 to 5 for what I did, and I ended up getting 8 before I got out of the house. Wait, he said 3 to 5 and you ended up doing 8? What exactly did you do? Oh, well, I'm not quite at liberty to discuss, if you know what I mean. Next question, though. Let's keep this interview rolling here. I ain't got all year. Okay, then. Yep, that's understandable. That's an interesting background, by the way. Where exactly are you located? Look, I just told you I signed an NDA. What part of non-disclosure agreement do you not understand? Alright, I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Keister Myland. Does that help? You're a smart guy, you figure it out. You're right. Okay, I could probably make a good guess about that one. So, next question. What are your plans for the future after this interview here today? Wait, a question about me in the interview with me? What a concept. I'm glad you asked. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is ditch the suit and ditch the hat. The PR agent and my parole officer both agreed that it'd be good for my public image to dress up nice for this interview. I'll probably end up going back to my home on the East Coast and doing what I love doing most. Gardening. I grow some really good cabbage, celery, chard, carrots. Pretty much all the good vegetables that begin with the letter C. Oh, you're a gardener. That's interesting. You know, I suppose it makes a lot of sense, too. You mentioned a parole officer. What exactly did you do to get a parole officer, if you don't mind me asking?
Hey, I may have said too much already. I'm not at liberty to discuss these details. You know, the important thing to recognize here is I did my time, I've apologized for what I've done, I didn't rat anybody out, and I didn't hurt nobody. I even did all the community service I had to do. I won't allow myself to be defined by my mistakes. I'll learn and grow from them and move forward. And by the way, and speaking of moving forward, let's move forward with this interview. After all, I'm legit now. I've turned over a new leaf. I only farm vegetables.
Okay, understood. Good point, good point. Okay, final question. What good Easter advice do you have for all the viewers back home here today?
Yeah, make sure you eat your vegetables today, you know? Don't leave these out of the equation. With all the chocolate and candy you'll be eating, you gotta pick up a good piece of vegetable and put it in your mouth and chew on that and make sure you get your proper nutritions. It's good for a lot of reasons after all. It's good for your body, it's good for your health, it's good to support your local farmers, like me. Us working class cottontails gotta make a living somehow, and you could do your part by eating your fair share of vegetables. It's good for you, it's good for me, it's good for the economy, it's good for everybody. Remember to shop local.
Wonderful advice. You know what? I think I will eat a carrot here today before I eat any chocolate or candy. Start my day off right with some good nutrition. Thanks very much for coming on the show here today, Meester Bunny. I appreciate it very much that you took time out of your busy schedule to sit down with this interview.
Hey, you know, Flec, when I first got on, I was unsure about you. But hey, you're a good egg.
It's certainly been a pleasure to have you, and we look forward to the next time you can come back.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for carroting. It's a good example to set for all the kids. Hook 'em while they're young, I say. Good habits start early. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care, Meester Bunny. Thanks very much for coming again. Well, folks, that was an exciting interview. Thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it very much. By the way, if you're new to my channel, please know that I post every single day here on YouTube for the year of 2021. And every Sunday I post another instructional video on something to do with the circus and flow arts. So if you have any interest in learning how to juggle, or learning how to juggle clubs, or learning how to contact juggle, like that thing David Bowie did in the Labyrinth, or even if you want to learn how to spin things on your finger, like trays or books or anything flat, or even if you want to learn how to play the devil sticks, just like that right there, then it might be a good idea for you to check out my playlist section and click on the Circus and Flow Arts Tutorials tab. You won't lose too many brain cells, I promise. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in once again. Carrots, my friends, it's nature's candy. Just kidding, as we all know, beets are nature's candy. Anyways, thanks for tuning in today, thanks for having a sense of humor, and thanks for watching this video to the end. I appreciate it very much. So until next time, my friends, remember to never give up, do your best, stay true to you, and be amazing. Take care.